What's up, fam? Mr. Country CEO, man. Look, welcome back to the channel. Subscriber, family, and friends. Making Tough Decisions, part 8. And yesterday was a plethora of tough decisions within a day of tough decisions. As I told you on the list short yesterday was yesterday. I'm telling you, man, look, it was something. And I definitely want to share those experiences with you because these are things you would deal with in the dump truck business. So today is Thursday. Tuesday, I think it was, one of the guys, my driver of the quad axle, Mac. Hey, when I get on the brakes, truck pulling to the right. I said, okay. I said, no, that's a brake adjustment. So he came in and a mechanic came over, adjusted the brakes, said, okay, yeah. So that night, the night driver went out in and he called, hey man, this truck pulling to the right. When I get on, I said, still doing it? I said, oh man, I don't know what's going on. So I had him talk to the mechanic. So I'm figuring still just a brake adjustment. So the next morning, my driver got in it, and then he must have got about 3 miles from the yard. He called me 6 o'clock yesterday morning. Hey, this thing's still pulling to the right. I said, well, look, come on back to the yard and get one of the other trucks because we had a couple of jobs canceled yesterday. So I said, come and just get in one of the other trucks. And I called the mechanic, told him, I say, man, when you get up, come on over and take a look. Let's see what's going on with this truck. Well, right after that call, I get a call, water pump hacking up on the Volvo, way over, about 100 miles away from us. I'm like, oh my, well, maybe not 80, but maybe not 100, maybe 75. I'm like, oh God. I said, well, can you make it to get the load off? He said, well, I'm gonna see. So I'm hurrying up, getting dressed, because I see now I'm finna be running. So I go up here to the quad axle Mac. Mechanic done made it. Torsion bar broken. Now, if you're familiar with those M-Track suspensions on the Max, not the Camelback, but the M-Track, you got that front, you got a front and a rear torsion bar on each side of the suspension, passenger side and driver side. Well, the back driver side was broken. And man, those things are not heavy duty like they should be. That stuff ain't nothing but a hollow tube. That's a bunch of bull. So it was broken. Not bent, broken. So the whole driver's side rear end had swayed to one side. And that's why the truck pulling to one side when you get on the brakes. So, all right, boom. Now I got one part I gotta get. So I'm on the way down the road to Mac, call them, hey, look, this is what I need. They tell me, okay, we don't have one, we can order you. What? Oh my God, here we go. Tough decisions. So I said, okay, well, let me get back with you for your order because I know there's another suspension place in town that carry the Max suspension parts and other suspension parts, right? So I called them. Hey, we need a part number. Then I had to call the Mac part back to get the part number. Sometimes the dealership don't want to give you the part number, but mine's is good people, they gave me the part number. So I called him back, boom, he ain't have it. Hey, I can order it for So meanwhile, driver from the Volvo calls him back and says, hey, yeah, water pump gone. I can't go no further, it's leaking out. God dog it. Mechanic, let's leave the quad axle Mac alone because you finna have to take a trip. So while I'm calling the mechanic, because I know he was trying to get the Mac quad axle to his shop, right? He was gonna chain it up. Trust me, you don't want me to explain it. I don't even know how to explain it, but he's a guy that knows how to rig stuff up to get it to his shop. So he was doing that. So he didn't answer the phone readily. So me and the driver talking, he's this new guy that I just hired, he's a little mechanically inclined. I said, well, man, is that something you think you could take off? He said, yeah, but I ain't got no tools. So I said, well, look behind the seat, you got tools in the truck. He looked, he said, oh man, yeah, I could probably start taking this off. I said, okay, yeah, if it's cool enough, go ahead and start taking it off. I said, but you're sure it's the water pump? Yes, it's the water pump, okay. So what's tough about that, you say, come see, all the while, my brain has got to be, I'm thinking about what's cost effective, but at the same time, what's going to be the best way to go about this thing, right? What's cost effective? What's going to be the best way to go about this thing? What's going to be the quickest? Getting the truck up to date if I can, even if I got to go a little further, got to pay a little more. I don't want to order no part if I don't have to, right? So went to the Volvo place, get the water pump, and and then I remember, okay, well, Mac, Volvo makes Mac, owns Mac, and a lot of times their parts are interchangeable. I say, look, you got this part number for that torsion bar. They didn't have it. I said, well, check your Mac store in Breaux Bridge, Louisiana. Hey, they got two. Wow, thank you. Okay, good. So now I need to figure out, I got to go over here to Covington, Louisiana, and I got to go to Breaux Bridge to get a part. That's really a problem. How do I solve this problem? So I got the water pump. I said, well, I need to get the water pump for him. He got a load of hot mix on him. So I get the water pump, and I'm headed towards Covington. Mechanic finally calls him back. I said, hey, well, I'm taking it. He said he can take it off, so he can take it off. You won't have to come over here. So I'm headed to Covington with the water pump. Meanwhile, I need the torsion bar. So a friend of mine says, hey, I get out at my meeting at 11:30. I can go and get the part from Breaux Bridge for you, the torsion bar. So great. Thank you, man. That'll work. So they did that. Meanwhile, I make it over here. Long story short, because this video is getting long. My driver, he just was too tight. He couldn't get that water pump off. And a lot of times it's experience of knowing how to maneuver and stuff. And he just couldn't get it. So mechanic had to end up coming over there anyway. It's like 1 or 2 o'clock now. Mechanic got over there. Guess what? Dealerships had given me the wrong part. The numbers were right. The VIN was right. But sometimes the company itself, Volvo, entered the number wrong. Gave me the wrong freaking water pump. Man, it's 3 o'clock in the evening. That's a wrap. So truck has to stay over there last night at the store with a load of hot mix on it. I'm headed now this morning to go get the water pump. The right one that they finally figured out is the right one. It's an aftermarket on the truck, so they don't want to take the aftermarket as a core. Yesterday was yesterday, and y'all, I'm telling you, this is the dump truck, but do you want to be in this game? Because it will be days like this. I'm not trying to frighten you, scare you, but I'm trying to prepare you that you're going to have to deal with stuff like this. Got the torsion bar. Okay, so what was originally okay, let's just get this Volvo up. Quad axle Mac, man, I know you're tired. Just to my mechanic. If you don't get that one up to tomorrow, that's fine. We got a reduction. All the jobs not going tomorrow anyway. Then it switched around to the Volvo ain't gonna be able to get up because we can get the water pump to now, okay, man, if you can get the quad axle Mac up, that'll be good. I won't have 2 trucks now. Tough decisions. On the fly, you gotta be thinking. And so we got the quad axle Mac up last night. So here I am this morning, headed to get the right water pump, bring the water pipe back to him. He got to go 77 miles to that store to put this water pump on so we can get that truck back home. Then we got to deal with the fact, got that hot mix. Good thing about it is 85 degrees out here, so that hot mix ain't going to be all the way cold. I'm thinking it should slide out, but we're going to put some diesel around the front and the sides and everything before we try it to make sure it comes out. It was a day yesterday, y'all. Tough decisions after tough decisions, thinking it through, what's the right way to do about this. Cost effective, but at the same time, I won't lose a day of work, all that good stuff. What do I need to do to make this thing work like it needs to work, right? So, and after all that, I love this game. So I'll let y'all know later on, probably in the short, we got this Volvo up and how did that asphalt come out. Y'all be good. Country CEO, I'm out of here. I'm gone.